I am so excited to be here today to introduce one of my favorite people in the Kadence community, one of my favorite people in WordPress, Maestro Stevens. Maestro Stevens is, I came across Maestro through WordPress, through Kadence, and saw what he was doing, building with Kadence. He actually reached out to me to show what he was doing with some of the market research in the audience that he was trying to attract. And I was so lucky to be able to start working with him. And basically, it's become a symbiotic relationship where he has ideas and I have ideas, and he's elevating Kadence and I'm elevating everything he's doing with Iconic. So I'm going to bring Maestro on, and Maestro today is going to be talking to you about freshening up your sales funnels, one install to rule them all. I can't wait to see what Maestro has here. So let's bring him on and say hi. Maestro Stevens, how's that? Did I do right by you?
You did excellent. Thank you, Kathy.
Amazing. I am so glad you're here. I just want to help you get kicked off here. Is there anything anybody needs to know about what you're presenting before I show myself out and give you the floor?
No, I think that everything that people can be prepared for as far as their listening ears is enough.
Amazing. Great. Okay. So if you're into sales funnels, you are in the right place. If you're to building your business, there is another track that's linked down below. Peter Ingersoll is in track 2 with Hannah Rittner. So if that's interesting, you can bounce back and forth. And this is all going to be recorded too. So if you're feeling like you're missing out on what Peter's doing, which you probably are because Peter's awesome too, but you can watch that later, but participate wherever it feels right. So with all of that housekeeping done and that platform being set for you, Maestro, I'm going to step out. The floor is yours. Have a great session.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you so much. All right. All right. How's everybody doing out there? I'm able to look at some of the comments, but I don't think I can respond. It's a good morning. I hope you all are doing well. We are going to get it going here. I'm going to share my screen. If I mess up, hey, it is what it is, y'all. We doing this live. This is how we get down. So again, my name is Maestro Stevens, and I am the Fresh Prince of WordPress. The first thing I want to do real quick is let me share my screen, and then we'll get started. Now, this is going to be mainly a demonstration because we only have so much time, and I don't want to overload you with information, okay? But the first thing I want to do is I want to give some shout outs because it's all about paying homage. It's all about showing love, and it's not about me. So I want to give a shout out to Peter. I want to give a shout out to Spencer, Donna, Robert, Jake, Dustin, Bet. I want to give a shout out to Melissa, Dylan, Adrian, Michelle, and the one and only Ben. Let's give a shout out to it. Let's do it. So let me know if y'all can, hopefully y'all can hear my sound effects. Let me see in the chat if y'all can hear my sound effects. Did y'all hear my sound effects? Did y'all hear it? I'm waiting for one person. If you didn't hear it, then that sucks. Yeah, all right. Let's get into it. So first of all, I just wanted to let you all know that I'm a proud agency owner. The whole concept of iconic templates came from my agency, really, just like what Kadence did when it came to creating their own templates internally and then sharing that with the public. I'm really, really passionate about education and about giving people the resources and preparing them for not just life, but for personal development, for business development, et cetera, et cetera. So I just want to thank everybody here for joining. Kathy knew what she was doing when she put me here first, so I have to make sure I don't disappoint. All right, so and I'm doing something a little unorthodox as well too, y'all. Okay, so I didn't want to just do some slide presentation. I wanted to get funky with it, create a little whiteboard and make sure that I just did something fresh, something different, right? We gotta do something a little different, as they say, right? Okay, so we're going to pretty much go through creating a demo funnel. And while from creating this demo funnel, I want to show you how you can consolidate a lot of the work that you would typically do on different WordPress installations onto one installation. Okay. So some of this stuff is nothing new to y'all. I know we know a little bit about sales funnels and Sure, we've heard of other influencers that really are experts in this space. I ain't claiming to be no expert, and there are a lot of people way more smarter than me on this event today. But I still want to give y'all a little bit of that sauce, right? Give you a little bit of my secret sauce, so that way you can go ahead and make your dish. We're gonna cook something up. So let's get it cooking. All right. So the first things first, I really wanted to show y'all this as far as a bird's eye view, right? An eagle eye view of what it is that we're going to be talking about and dealing with. These are basically representations of the different pages that we're going to be going over. And as you can see, I have my technology here in a nice little icon. So you can see from a full scope, you know, what it is that we're doing before we actually dive in like scuba divers go into the deep blue sea. All right. So let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. So first things first, I'm going to go here to my WordPress installation. And one thing that I really want to share with you all is that it's great. It's more than great. You know, we're at a time where WordPress is finally caught up to a lot of other platforms when it comes to building with. And I know we all have our favorite tools that we like to use, but since we're here with Kadence, again, I'm a big fan of using Gutenberg, the WordPress editor, and getting things happening from there. So let's go to pages here. And I'm gonna be going back and forth. I'm gonna be going back and forth between my demo steps. So this is not just for y'all. This is for me too, to make sure like I'm on track, right? We want to make sure that I'm on track. So y'all on track, and then we all on track, and then we get it choo-chooing. Choo-choo. Right. Shout outs to the little engine that could. So the first things we're going to do is let's go and create a lead capture page. So I've already created some pages and some products. We all know things fail. You ever been doing a presentation and then like you're trying to do something that's messing up? I was like, look, we can't do that today. So I created some things to prepare just in case, but I'm still going to do things fresh in front of y'all. So I'm just going to go to adding a new page here. Let me get a sip of water so I don't get dry. We can't have that. We can't have things be dry around here. All right. So first things first, when I say a lead capture page, I'm just talking about an opt-in page. That's pretty much what we're talking about when a person opts in. And then from there, you take them where you want them to go. You can be offering them some type of freebie. It could be a PDF. Usually it's a PDF, you know, as far as like a checklist or some type of free product that you may want to offer. Sometimes it's just adding them to your newsletter or your mailing list where you're going to give them more resources moving forward. But the gist is that we want to create a page that allows people to enter into our quote unquote funnel, right? So I'm going to use our templates, but you can use whatever you want to use, you know, whether that's Kadence's templates, whether that's start blogging blocks, whoever's templates you want to use, or you can just do it from scratch. But I'm all about speed and I'm trying to get through it. You know what I mean? So let's get to it real quick. Let's get to it. So I'm just going to use a lead template, a lead capture template, right? And let's keep it sample. I'm gonna keep it sample. All right, boom, bam, bang, papaya. Here we go. So I got this template here where a person can just opt in, you know, with their email. Let me do a little bit of dressing up. Let me put some dressing on it. I know it ain't Thanksgiving, but we're gonna put a little bit of dressing on it. So let me disable the page title. Let me do full width here. Let me unbox this joint and let me disable the header and the footer, the footsie. All right, so we just gonna call this, we're gonna call this lead. So we got something there. Just got something there. All right. So from there, what I want to do now that we have that is go back. Let me exit out of this. And I'm just gonna do some simple things. We ain't gonna do no styling with it. You know what I mean? Like the most style you're gonna get is this presentation, right? Because we only got so much time, you know. So everybody got their own style. I got my style, but we're not gonna style the page because that'll take a little bit of time. But what I do want to do is just show you that fundamentally speaking, when it comes to the form right here, I want to give it an action after submit. So I use Fluent Forms as far as my CRM. You all can use whatever you want. There's MailerLite. I also use MailerLite. There's MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, et cetera, or you could just use a webhook, but I have Fluent CRM on here, so I'm going to use that. Okay, let me uncheck this. And then from there, I'm going to go to Fluent CRM, and I'm just going to add to all contacts. So now when a person opts in, they're going to be added to my CRM, my email marketing tool, and specifically to that list. All right, so let me publish this real quick. Now I'm going to go back to this page once we create the next page. And the reason why is because there's something else that we want to do. After we create the next page, we want to redirect them. We want to create a way that we can redirect that person from here to the next page. So that way we have some automation, right? We get it automatically happening. So for now, I don't have the page just yet. Let's pretend I don't have the page just yet. So we're just going to leave this blank. Let me update this. And then let's go to view the page. Okay, we cool. Boom. All right, so let's go back. And then now that we have our lead 2, we're going to create a sales page. Now I'm creating the long version of this, but I'm gonna share with you that you don't have to do it this way. There are other options. There's other ways that you can do it. So let me go back to the design library here, and let's just get a quick template. And let's see, what do I want to do? Let's just get this one real quick. All right, I'm just picking them at random. All right, so let's do the same thing. Let's hit these page settings up. I'm using Kadence Theme, so it makes it very easy to do so. Let's unbox this. Let's disable the page title. Let's disable header and footer. And I believe we are good to go. So let's call this sales 2. Okay. And I'm going to publish this. All right. All right. Let's go and see if we're all good. Boom. All right, we're good. All right, so let me go back here. And let's just keep track of like where we're at so far in this process. So we've created a lead capture page. We've created a sales page. And now we're going to create a checkout page. Again, this is just a demonstration, right? I just want to get y'all imagination going. And from there, you can Disney World it all you want to, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever you need to do with it. But I just want to get your imagination going. All right, so right now we're about to create a checkout page. So let's see. I'm gonna go back to sales, for example. And let's just do this. Let's just keep it simple. Keep it simple. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That used to be an acronym back in the day that people used to use just to keep things simple, for those who didn't know. All right, let me once again disable the page title because I just don't like that page title. It looks ugly. All right, and let's call this check out 2. All right. Now I'm gonna do something else to this checkout after I finish setting up these pages. So right now we're just setting up pages so that way we're all prepared to go. Let me make sure this is good. All right. Okay, cool. And then let me go back. See, we whipping through it. We are whipping through it. And last but not least, we're just going to create one more page. Again, we're doing the long version, but there is a shorter version, right? We have the Napoleon version. And no, not Napoleon Dynamite. All right, so the last one is the thank you, aka the confirmation page. Once again, we're just gonna keep it simple. You see how I'm just breezing through this? That's how it's supposed to be. Now we got things to do, y'all. Places to go, places to be, people to see. We ain't got time to be taking our time with everything. All right, let me make sure everything is good. Full width, bloop. Okay, bloom, blam, bam. Oh, let me make sure I title it. So we said this is the thank you. Hopefully y'all said y'all thank yous to whoever you say thank you to in the morning when you woke up this morning. I'm hoping you're grateful because everybody didn't wake up. All right, so I'm gonna get back. All right, so let's make sure that the thank you is cool. All right, we good to go. All right, boom. So now that we have our pages together, we can turn the page. Haha, y'all like that, didn't y'all? All right, so now that we got our pages, we got our lead capture page, aka the opt-in page, we got a sales page, we got a checkout page, and we got a thank you page. So we wanted to create these pages just to set ourselves up for success for this next part. So let me go back over here and look at our steps. All right, so lead capture, I kind of did get a little bit ahead. I didn't do the one part, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change things up, change a little bit of the order around. Just a little bit. So now that we got our pages, let's create our product. Now you can create your product with whatever you like to use. I am a fan of SureCart because it just gives you a very, very easy way to create products, to create a process, a transactional process, and a very easy user experience. Easy breezy, right? WooCommerce sometimes gives you a little bit of that bloat, it gives you some headaches. You got to do all this extra stuff. I ain't got time for all that. So I just be wanting to get in and get out, so I can get on with my day. Like I said, I've already created a product, but we're going to do this fresh because this is all about doing things fresh. So let's call this the freshest product ever. Let's do that. And we going to make the freshest product ever at $9.99. I'm just putting it at random, y'all. It ain't even. All right, cool. Now we got the freshest product ever. We don't need to do anything else right now. That's pretty much it. If I wanted to add an image and do everything as far as kind of dressing it up, I could, but no, we don't need to do that. So I've created my product. So let's go back to products just to make sure we're good. We're there. All right, the freshest product ever. We're good. And let's create a checkout form. Now, this is the thing that I love about SureCart's newest updates is the fact that they've created a new checkout form, a new default checkout form style. And I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's beautiful. I think it's wonderful. So we're going to just use that real quick. I am going to add the product. So the freshest product ever is here. And I'm going to show you some as far as what you don't have to do because of this update. But for right now, we're going to do what you used to have to do until this update happened. And I'll tell you what the update is here soon. So the freshest product ever should go to thank you. Thank you. And it should be thank you too, right? Or just thank you. Nope. I just said thank you. All right, boom. All right, create. All right, there we go. So now we have the freshest product ever. We have our checkout form. Let's call this checkout form 2. All right, publish. And we're good. All right, let's go back. All right, we got our product, we got our checkout form. Now we can proceed to add these to our actual pages. So what I'm going to do is go to the checkout page real quick. I'm going to edit this page. I'm going to remove this placeholder. So this is an image. And I'm just going to look for checkout form. I'm going to select the form, checkout form 2, and choose. All right. Let's put this in test mode. I love that you can put it in test mode directly on the page, and I don't have to go all the way back to the form page. I can just do it right here. And let's click update. Updating. All right, there we go. All right, good. So we have our checkout form here, okay? And then let's go back to our thank you page and let's edit this as well. And let's remove this placeholder. And let's add our order confirmation, right? Love it. You see how easy that is? All right, let's view the page. Now, there's no order found because we haven't ordered anything yet, right? We haven't DoorDashed it. But once we actually order something, put something, and then you would see the order confirmation right here. Once we check out, you would see it right here. So right now, we have our lead magnet. We have our sales page. We have our checkout page. And we have our thank you page. All right, so let's go back. All right, so let's look at it from an eagle eye again, bird's eye view. Lead capture, sales page, checkout page, thank you page, right? So I'm hoping everybody catches that. Like, this is how simple this can be. You can make this more complex, you can add more to it, but I just wanted to give you a simple version of things for right now. All right, so our next step is going to be a little bit more technical. And for the purposes of this particular demo, I didn't want to get too deep into the weeds of the technicalities behind it. But at the same time, I did want to give you a little bit of insight what I had to go through, because this was a big deal for me. I'm just letting y'all know I worked real hard to request this, and I was requesting this for months. I was going back and forth between SureCart, between the plugin that I use called WP Landing Kit, and my hosting for months to get this to work out. So for those of you all who have this working for you, I'm just letting you know I put in work to make this happen, because I had a dream like Martin Luther King, right? I had a vision that I wanted to be able to execute, and if I couldn't execute that vision the way I needed to, life just wasn't going to be the same. Okay. So the technical aspects of things. Let me go back here and let me show you the plugins that I'm actually using. That way you actually understand what I'm talking about. So like I said, I'm using Fluent CRM for capturing the email. Obviously, I'm using Kadence Blocks to actually build out the pages. I'm using SureCart for the product. I'm going to be using Sure Triggers for a little bit of automation. And I'm using a plugin called WP Landing Kit. Okay, now this is just my tech stack for right here, but again, you can use whatever you want to use to kind of mimic this same process and scenario. Okay, but when it comes to WP Landing Kit, you actually got to do a little bit of technical stuff, and that's why I took some snapshots and some pictures. That way, I don't get all messed up if I'm trying to do it live. Right, I don't want to do that live. So right here, the thing that you want to do is, first, you want to buy your domain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to map a whole different domain. So you see the domain up here says icons are us. You like that? You imagine like a little T-Rex, like it's like Toys R Us, but with the T-Rex style. You see the domain here? So this domain is not going to be the domain that people are actually going to see when they go to these pages. It's going to be a whole different domain, except it's going to be on this WordPress installation. So I don't have to go use and whip up and create a whole new WordPress installation in order to sell a particular product or service or program, right, from my business that's associated with my business. But at the same time, do I really need to create a whole nother WordPress website in order to promote and share this? And that's the whole purpose of this. For those of you all who are creating products and services and other things in that nature, programs, courses, et cetera, you can map all of those domains. And it's just about like having that special, how do they say, je ne sais quoi? I'm trying to say that word. I don't know how to say that word. Say that word 3 times fast. But give you that essence of branding, right? It just helps you get a little bit more detailed and deeper with the branding aspect of it. You don't have to do it, but I like it like that. I like it like that. I like it like that. All right. So the domain that I'm going to map out is called Google is Gold, right? Google is Gold. Google is gold and Kadence is king. Ooh, don't copy that. Don't copy that. I might have to put that on a t-shirt. But I'm already wearing my t-shirt. You see that? So the Google is Gold is the domain I'm going to map. Now, in order to map this domain, everybody's mileage is going to vary because we're all using different type of hosting. I'm using SiteGround. So some of the advice that I give you may not apply to your hosting. However, I ran into an issue with Bluehost, and we had to do some technical changes as well. The first thing you want to do is buy your domain. And once you buy your domain, you want to go into your hosting and take that IP, because you want to be able to map your domain with your WordPress installation and your hosting. So once you buy your domain, you take your hosting's IP, okay, and then you create an A record. Now, there's other ways to do this, but we're going to do this with the A record. Create a record in your domain name server. Now, one hint that I like to do too is just don't do it for the I would do it for both the www and non-www. That's the best way I can say it, just in case, right? So you have less redirects, less issues moving forward. Excuse me. And that way it can really help you out. Now, you see how I took that site IP, right? And I added it in as an A record. So that way we can point them together. Now that's not where it stops there. We got to do one more step. And depending on your situation, you might have to do 2 more steps. But again, it depends on your situation. So the next step we want to do is add the domain to our hosting. And in SiteGround, they call it a part domain. I believe I've seen it be called different things in different hosting platforms, but in SiteGround, they call it a part domain. So I added it as a part domain on my hosting. And it's literally on the same domain. I mean, it's on the same as the icons RS. So I added it as a part domain on my icons RS. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you all. Now, here's the thing, the caveat that I had to do because we were having issues when it came to the checkout form showing up correctly on the new domain. It was not working. And when I tell you, this is what I had to really go in back and forth. Like, I got WP Landing Kit to update their plugin based on this situation. Apparently, nobody else ran into it. And I kept running into it. So me and WP Landing Kit, we kept going at it for months to fix this issue. And they did. They updated it, they honored, and they fixed it. So I got to give them credit for that, okay? But one thing that we did have to do, again, this is going to get a little technical, is we had an issue with cores preventing scripts from loading. So we had to add this code right here. You can see here, we had to add this code right here in order for the checkout form to load. Okay, so I just want to let you know that. Now, if this was done correctly, the checkout form should load. If it was not done correctly, the checkout form won't load. It'll just be like the skeleton. And that part is not what you want to see. We just don't want to see skeleton. We want to see the meat on them bones, right? Shout outs to everybody who eat right. All right, so I have Google is Gold right here. And I'm going to edit this domain. Now, it's adding a domain with this particular plugin is very easy. You know, just go to add new, and then you just add a domain right there, and then you start mapping things out. But for right now, we're going to go back and we're going to do it this way. So I'm going to delete these. I'm going to remove these in front of y'all. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to create a URL mapping. So what do we say? The lead magnet. So let's just say the first one is going to be lead. I'll just call it, I guess I can call it opt-in. Opt-in. And we want to map this resource to a single page. And we're going to choose the page and we're going to say lead 2. All right, so that's that. Then we're going to add another one. And we're going to say this is the sales 2. And we're going to map this to sales 2. Next one. See how we just going down the yellow brick road? Okay, so what's your checkout, right? So let's do checkout. Check it out, dude. And we're going to go to checkout 2. And then the last but not least is going to be thank you. All right, thank you. We're going to map this to single page, and then we're going to look for thank you right here. All right. So if I wanted to, I can add a whole separate site icon. That's another thing I like about this plugin is I can make it look like it's a whole nother site just with the favicon, the site icon. But let me update this. Now, if this worked right, it won't fail me. If it didn't work right, shoot, we just going to have to Listen, this is gonna be a situation, y'all. All right, so let me get out of these, and let me exit that. And let's just say we have our, let's see if this works. So here, and I like that you can see the mappings right here. Like, that's just beautiful. All right, boom, Google is gold, opt in. You see how I didn't have to make a whole nother installation to make it look like it's a whole nother website? That's where the beauty comes in. Just to keep it super simple. Next thing we want to do is go to sales 2. Boom, Google is gold, sales 2. We are there. And then we're gonna go to 3. What is it? Checkout 2. Let's see where we at. All right. We won. That's what you do when you feel like you won something. So we got a checkout page right here. We got the order summary. Boom, it worked. I'm telling y'all, like, I was going through it. This was not working, and I was getting salty. And then thank you. Thank you. Got to be grateful. All right. So everything has been working smooth like butter on toast. Let me share the last parts, and then we're going to get out of here for the Q&A. All right. So like I said, you may want to have to, depending on your hosting, your mileage will vary. Now, when I said that you don't technically have to do it this way, it's because SureCart has some really good options for you to kind of really consolidate things, right? So this is the long way. Now we can make it shorter. The great part about the situation with SureCart is because it's headless and it saves you a lot of load time. Technically, if I wanted to, right, I can get rid of this page here, this checkout page here, and then literally just make this the actual checkout process itself, so I can literally just throw the checkout on here. Just give you an example. Oops, wrong one. Let me go to the sales page. So sales 2. All right, here, remove layout, and let's just say I go back to sales. And let's just say I wanted to add let's just do this one right here. So let's just say I wanted to add a video there. And then again, once again, let's remove the image. Let's add a checkout form here. Select form, boom, checkout 2, choose, update. We in there. All right, bam. So I was able to pretty much go from lead to sales. Let me refresh this. Oh, I gotta save it. Did I save it? Sales 2? Yeah. Let's just do it this way, y'all. All right, and I'm gonna go back here, and let's do it this way. Nope. Did I update the wrong one? I could have updated the wrong one. Okay, here we go. No, I didn't. All right, so I have my lead, and then I have my sales right here. And I could just skip this and then go straight to the thank you. Now, I mean, obviously, I didn't map it. I can map it to the thing. I'm just showing the preview just for it. But I just wanted to give you the point. And then the last part was, again, I'm just showing you how to consolidate the sales funnel, right? So I'm skipping the whole sales page and checkout page being separate and putting it all on one. So let's say this was the sales page and the checkout page. The other part would be to consolidate it even further and just turn it down to 2 pages. So it'd be a lead capture page, and then it would be the sales checkout page. But because SureCart has the update, I'm going to go to forms. I'm going to go back to my form. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, so right here, now if I have this toggled here, this is where I would add the thank you page, right? And then it would redirect after somebody purchases to that thank you page. But if you don't have this, a modal pops up instead of that going to a thank you page, a pop-up pops up and then says thank you for your order. So therefore, you're only using 2 pages to create the same thing. So hopefully that makes sense. So we started off with 4, we went to 3, now we're at 2, and we're still getting the same outcome. Now, last but not least, let's leave this. And just to show you the last part right here when it came to the automations, what I've done is after somebody purchases the product, I'm using SureTraders for this. Again, you can use whatever automation platform you want to use. But after somebody purchases the product, let's just say the freshest product ever, and this little thing is in my way, I can't see it, and we save this. So after somebody purchases the product, I want to add them, right? Here's the email. I want to add them to my CRM, all contacts, customer, and save. And there we go. So I'm going to publish this. And now we have our automation ready to go. So when somebody purchases the product, it automatically goes to my CRM. And that right there is freshening up your sales funnel, one install to rule them all. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. And we can get to the Q&A.
Maestro, my dude. First of all, you're so much fun. I love your sound effects. I could sit here. I wrote this in the comments, but I could sit here and watch you build sites all day because you make it seem, first of all, super easy, but also so much fun and entertaining. Building with WordPress is fun again. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank
Just
you.
amazing. We do have some questions.
Okay.
So I am going to start and comments, and this was just so much fun. I just wanted to let you know that you are loved. You are so much fun. People were having just a blast watching you. And I'm just going to put this on the screen because somebody in French, I did go and translate this, and they are a millionaire because of the team. Like, is that us? Is that you, Maestro? Whoever this is, we do take tithing. Just kidding. I just like, if we're helping you be successful, if iconic templates and Kadence are helping you be successful, you made my day. So I just wanted to call that one out. That was so fun. And then we have another person here saying that your stack is looking very similar to their stack of what tools that people are using. So if you're just getting started with WordPress, you're watching someone who has really investigated a number of different tools. Obviously, WordPress is popular and being used by so many people because of its extensibility, because of all of these tools that you could plug in to WordPress and give it additional functionality. So that makes it really fun and awesome. I had to also call out your comment here about Google is gold, Kadence is king. And Edward had to say that he is excellent. So you have started a trend. We had one question here from Jeff about multi-domains affecting Google rankings, and was wondering if you had any insights on that.
That is a good question. As far as adding multiple domains to one installation and how you're using that. Now, if you're doing SEO with that, that's a different scenario. Right now I'm just sharing people how to create the landing page, a sales page. Right. Sometimes those are private, so you're not really doing search engine optimization with those. So it wouldn't matter when it comes to Google with that. Right. When it comes to your campaign and your promotions for it. So that's a good question. I'm going to do more research and find out more. And I will always put that in the Kadence community. Whatever I find, I'll share with you all.
Yeah, great. Yeah. I don't necessarily, I mean, obviously you could do a Google or you could do a WordPress multi-site and have multiple. I mean, I know people, especially in like higher ed, like I have heard of some multi-site installations that have massive numbers of sites being hosted on them. Obviously, Google can determine that it's probably on the same server if it's using the same IP address. Cloudflare may help you in that regard because you're obviously putting a CDN in front of that. It's also going to help with speed. and putting sort of your content closest to wherever your audience is. So that can help too. But yeah, this is functional, funnel, like checking things out here. So this is after someone's been on the site. So it's not necessarily like Google's not really going to target your thank you page or your checkout. It's not really of interest to them because it's a functional page rather than a content page. So,
Right.
if that shows up on page 1 of the SERPs, well, you're doing something very interesting. That wowould be something that you might want to investigate. So Maestro, I'm very curious because SureCart's kind of a newcomer to the scene. How has that? I assume you've been working with WooCommerce in the past. How has SureCart kind of changed the way you build sites?
I would say it's given me the ability to do less optimization in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I don't have to do as much, speed optimization. More specifically, when I say optimization, because we can use optimization for anything. It's just a word for improvement. But when it comes to actually setting things up and having to add more plugins to compensate for all the bloat that sometimes WooCommerce brings to the website, because it's adding all these other scripts and resources that you may not be using. We've saved hours on hours on hours, because every WooCommerce site that we've ever made, we've had to put hours and hours of optimization time into it.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. Yeah, I've got it installed on a test site, and I'm just kind of playing with it, just because I want to see what people are doing and what's new and what's fun. But I don't have an implementation. My daughter wanted to do a drop shipping thing, and so I tried to use it for that, and then she gave up because teenagers, right? So I
Uh,
don't have anything to use it on yet. So I'm really excited to hear that you're having great experiences there. How's Kadence Blocks 3 been for you?
We still are diving deeper into it every day. My developer loves it. I love it. We had a long conversation about how it's going to, just like with SureCart, improve our time for speed. I'm working on a really big project right now for a online prep school, and so we're kind of experimenting with them. We got brought on for that, so we're using Kadence Blocks and 3.0 on there. So and I'm vouching for it. So it's one of those things where the designer who brought us in, I had to let him know, hey, you may not have to do as much design for mobile because, for example, Kadence Clamp, and all the other things. He was like, well, what does that do? What does that mean? And didn't it always do it that way? And I was like, no, not really. Let me show you that it doesn't do it the way you think it does. So once he saw that implementation, he was blown away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I was amazed too. It's like at first my first thought was, oh, well, what if I want to set it differently? What if I want more control? What if I want my manual transmission back? And after a while, after playing with it, it just, okay, I get this. I'm just going to let go, and I'm going to let the system kind of like take care of all of the responsive stuff that really got me out of being a dev in the beginning. Like, just like, really, I got to design for 3 different, like, yeah, no, that's okay.
Mhm.
All right. So we have another question from Edward. He was looking at Fluent CRM, but he still had to pay for an email provider. Who are you using for that?
Currently, I'm using Amazon SES, if that's what he's speaking on. I connect Amazon with Fluent CRM, and they work pretty well for me.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think you can connect Fluent CRM to a number of different SMTP,
Hmm.
well, yeah, mailing services,
Yeah.
so that you can set that up. So, yeah, someone else was suspecting that that was the cost-effective option. So good to know. Yeah. All right, Maestro. I am so glad that you are here. Thank you for taking the time out for the Cadence community. This has really been just an amazing session. I am, yeah, I really wanted to talk about like how you mapped out and really like high level envisioned like the path of what the customer was going to go through, and then put the stack underneath that. That visual was really helpful for me, because if you don't visualize what that path is going to be, then it's like you're always kind of guessing, okay, what's next. But if you can map that out visually, I think that was really helpful. So Thank you so much for doing that for all of us. And if we don't have any other questions, we can wrap this up and take a break for everybody who is camping out for Kadence Amplify today. We'll let Maestro get on with his busy life and do all of the things that he does. Thank you, Maestro, for being here.
You're welcome.
So very.
I do have an offer, but it's not like an offer.
Yes.
I remember you had mentioned that, so I was just like, but basically, I'm just gonna share this link with you in the private chat area because I can't post it in there right here. And basically, it's just so what I'm doing is I'm offering opportunity for those who need a little bit more help when it comes to rebuilding their WordPress website. So if you are just coming to WordPress for the first time, or you already have a website and you want to freshen it up and rebuild it, I have a course cohort coming out called Start Fresh on WordPress. And we will be launching it next month. And right now, this is just a waiting list just to get to see who's interested in it. So it's, it's not a sales page, y'all. This is not me demonstrating it actually in real time, but it's just a waiting list for those who are interested. And I wanted to shout out everybody who supported me from the beginning when it comes to iconic templates. For anybody who is a lifetime member that purchased our lifetime package, you're going to get this for free. So I'm just letting you know, I don't need the money. So you're going to get this for free, but please, respect the scenario with it. And for those who are just the Kadence community, I'm just going to give you a super deep discount. So if you are, again, iconic templates lifetime, you're going to get this course for free. And then if you are a Kadence community member, you're going to get it for a deep discount. So just sign up so I can, see on the waiting list. I'm only going to be able to do this with 10 to 20 people on this first cohort launch, so I don't drive myself crazy. And yeah, I have to take care of my baby girl, and she be driving me crazy. So I just want to let y'all know that it's here, and that's all I wanted to share.
Amazing. Great. I just love how you give, first of all, how you give back. I know in our podcast episode, we talked a lot about how you are teaching kids who would never have this kind of opportunity to learn more about WordPress and how to get their voices online. And I think that's great. And it just goes with the spirit of what we're trying to do here at Kadence. Ben has talked a lot about how he likes to be crazy generous with what he gives people. And it just goes along with my heart in helping everybody be successful with WordPress and getting your voices online. No matter if you are a niche blogger and you're trying to do that whole scene, or if you're a small business and you're just trying to grow your business to feed your family, or if you are trying to elevate other people in your writing, or you just want a home online with WordPress, that whatever it is that you're doing, it matters and it's valuable. And so that's what we're here to do at Kadence. And Maestro, I know you share that same sentiment of just getting everyone's voices online, because that is so important to what we're doing here. This is the marketplace of ideas. So you matter, and we want to amplify that. And that's why we are here today. So very, very excited that Maestro helped kick us off here. We're going to have Spencer Foreman joining us in about 10 minutes at the top of the hour. And we're going to take a short break, go do all of the things that we need to do. And we'll be right back here in just a little bit. Thanks, Maestro, for kicking this off with me. It has been such a good, powerful session. The replay will be here as well. And we will see you all very soon. But just stick around. We're just going to pause the stream for just a bit. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Peace.